Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Boys Do Sports. Today, we're going to actually talk about some fantasy football. We dipped into it a little bit last week, but we got football coming up in like 2 weeks now.
Yes, sir.
We're just so ready for this shit, man. I'm ready to get after. I think we got our draft next weekend, right?
Yep, not this coming weekend, but the next.
The next weekend. So yeah, we're ready to get after it, man. So today we're gonna give you our guys, the guys that we intend on drafting, the guys that we're super high on. So if you guys don't know who to draft, hopefully today we'll be able to help you out. So you want to kick us off with your quarterback?
Yeah. So my guy, I have a couple, but my guy that I like the most is Kyler Murray. I think I went with him as my dark horse. He's being drafted as QB9 as late as like round 7 or 8. In his full seasons, he had 2, I think, or 3. He finished as the QB6 and QB3. Last season in his 8 healthy games, coming back from his ACL injury, he scored 20 fantasy points per game and with a very minimal rushing because he was still coming back from that injury. And it always helps that now he has a real alpha receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, no shit. Whenever he did have his big QB3 season, he had D-Hop, so
yeah, I mean
it helps having that big guy on the outside. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, MHJ can change that up for him.
Sir,
my guy, this just changed recently. So you know how we were talking about in dark horses. I agree with you. I love Kyler Murray. I'm just assuming I'm not going to be able to get him. What I actually plan on doing in this fantasy draft is something I've never done before. Normally, I'm a reacher for quarterback. I'll go for like round 6, maybe round 7, try and get somebody in the top tier. This year, I'm going to go for a little bit of a risk. So, it's actually been working out for me to go and just streamline rookie QBs. Worked for me last year with CJ Stroud. So, this year, I'm going with Caleb Williams. Super impressive. He's just been he's looked so good all offseason. He's going to average draft pick 101. And we're playing in a 10-man league. So I really think maybe if I can sneak this guy out in round 10, maybe something to look into.
Yeah, no, I'm also going with a rookie QB as my other guy that I like. And I like drafting both of them sometimes. But I like Caleb Williams too. He has all the weapons to make him a good fantasy quarterback. 3 stud wide receivers. Keenan Allen and DJ Moore can give him that steady, always open kind of guys. And then also with, Roschon Johnson, Khalil Herbert, and DeAndre Swift in the backfield to lean on that as well. I think that'll help a lot.
Don't forget about our GOAT, Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet, yeah. I'm afraid of Cole Kmet this year.
And Rome Oduns. I love Oduns. Yeah. So I'm super high on Caleb Williams right now, and I didn't think I'd say that before the season started.
But also, I'm going with Jaden Daniels. He's Washington Commanders. Cliff Kingsbury is now the OC there, who was the head coach of the Cardinals through Kyler Murray's years. And under Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray, who is also a Russian quarterback, kind of the same model there. He scored 22.3 fantasy points per game in the 57 games that he was healthy with Cliff Kingsbury. So that's a lot of long span there to average 22.3 fantasy points per game. And like I said earlier, Kyler finished as QB6, QB3, and also the QB10 in his 3 healthier seasons. So Jaden Daniels, if is deployed in that same thing, it could be really good for him.
Yeah, the only holdback I have on Jaden Daniels is the Commanders' offensive line. It's going to be a struggle, but he has the mobility that I think he will be fine. I mean, you didn't see mobility in guys like Sam Howell or Taylor Heineke, so they kind of got demolished by the line. But we'll see how it goes, So let's save your last QB for after we get through the rest of the positions here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we jump to running back. My first running back, I talked about him in the dark horses. I'm so high on James Cook this season. It may come back to bite me in the ass, but he is draft pick 36. If I can get him in the 3rd round, I plan on going receiver, round 1, 2, and then streamlining running backs from there just because there is so much good running back value in the mid-rounds that I personally would not be super mad. My second guy is going to be a guy that I plan on going back-to-back rounds with. So, yeah, James Cook, if I can get him in the third round, I'm going to be a happy camper.
Yeah, I went with Brian Robinson Jr. He's being drafted as RB31 at like pick 105. Like, that's just crazy because he finished his RB21 last year. Like, in only 15 games. And as you know, like you had him last year in our Dynasty League, and I've been trying to get him from you, and you won't trade him. But like I said with the Jayden Daniels thing, Cliff Kingsbury is the OC there now. With Kenyon Drake, who was a nobody until he was a Cardinal, and James Conner, who did have some good years with Pittsburgh, but is even better as a Cardinal, both of them had their career-high touchdown seasons with Cliff Kingsbury. So I really think Brian Robinson could come out of his shell just a little more, but he did finish his RB21, which is technically an RB2 last season. And then RBs with rushing QBs tend to be more efficient, like, Alfred Morris with RG3 and, that kind of thing.
Saquon with Daniel Jones. No, I'm just playing. So my next guy is Kenneth Walker. I've also been super high on K9 this year, going at average draft pick like 45. I think I can go back-to-back James Cook, K9. That would be huge for the program. I think Kenneth Walker is the most slept-on running back. I think he has top 5 running back potential this year, and I just don't understand why he's so slept on. But I will take it. It's good value for me, and I love it.
Yeah, no, the new offensive coordinator there has said nothing but good things about him this year. That's why I went ahead and went out and traded for him in our Dynasty League. I now have him as my RB2 behind Travis Etienne, so I'm pretty happy about that. And no, I do like Kenneth Walker. He is on my extras guys that I would like to just mention, as well as Isaiah Pacheco and James Conner. Those are Brian Thomas Jr., Isaiah Pacheco, Kenneth Walker, and James Conner are my guys at running back. So we'll have to see who drafts them higher.
Yeah, you're not getting Kenneth Walker. Sorry, but that guy's coming to me. Yeah,
I did want to mention James Cook, but I knew that you would, so I was like, I'll just leave it out.
Yeah, James Cook is definitely on my top list of my guys. That he is target number 1 for me. If I had to reach for him, I'm going to.
Yes.
So he's coming to me this season. My first wide receiver. It's hard to say that somebody is like gonna be your guy, but like Garrett Wilson here. So I am picking in a lot of my leagues late. So it works out for me well this year. I can really kind of strategize for that. So in my main league that I care about is the league with you, and I'm picking 9. So whoever I get round 1 is what it is. Garrett Wilson's going early round 2. So I'm going to grab him right out the gate, probably at pick number 11 or 12. So if I can get him at pick number 12, I think that's my pick, right? You pick 9. Yeah, I'll pick 12th. So,
11th.
Yeah, if I can get
11th.
Garrett Wilson.
No, 12th. You're right.
It would be 12. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, no, Garrett Wilson hopefully will come to me round 2 and fulfill the wide receiver strat that I plan on doing.
Yeah, I wanted to mention like Jamar Chase, like is my guy, like that's who I want, but like I'm not gonna get him in very many drafts. I do pick 5th in one of my drafts. I'm hoping he falls to me at 5, but I'm picking 8 in our drafts, so I'm usually stuck with like Amon-Ra or something like that, which I'm happy with Amon-Ra. Like, not gonna bitch about it.
I mean, he might drop to 5 unless somebody just really hates Justin Jefferson's situation.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, if I don't get him, I should get him at 5. But if I don't get him at 8, I'm not gonna be worried about it. But I do have a wide receiver that I am targeting in round 2 or round 3. You know, I've been high on him. It's Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
he's being drafted as wide receiver 20. Now he has finished as the wide receiver 13 and wide receiver 8 in his first 2 seasons. And some injuries and lack of touchdowns held him back last season, but he still finishes like the wide receiver 30. And with the Dolphins' terrible defense this coming year, they lost so many good guys on their defense. They should be in plenty of shootouts that'll be good for, the passing game.
Yeah. We got a bone to pick with just a bunch of our commenters just completely disrespecting the Waddle show. I had somebody comment saying that Waddle is only good because Tyreek opens it up for him. Let's just put this to bed real quick. Waddle was a 1,000-yard receiver before Tyreek Hill even got there. All right, so let's stop disrespecting Joe and Waddle. I won't have it.
now.
I drafted him his rookie and sophomore season. That is one of my guys, just not this year because he's expensive. So.
He is expensive.
Leave Jalen Waddle's name alone. It fucking pissed me off. Dude, I've been beefing with so many commenters lately. Malik Neighbors, ADP 44, probably going to be way too expensive, but I am a huge Giants fan. I have been known to be a homer, which has been easy because I can always just draft Saquon, but this year I can't. So I think my guy, a receiver that I'm going to try and grab, if I can get him at probably 50, I'm going to hope that, but he's probably going to be gone way before that. So I still love him, though. I hope I can get a hold of him.
You never know. In our league, the rookie wide receivers usually don't go that high.
Nope.
But, I mean, you should still be able to get him. And I like Neighbors. I think everyone's down on the offense way too much. This offense is going to be fine. Doesn't matter who's throwing him like Neighbors. He's going to be good. He's going to be great. He could be up there as one of the best rookies in the class over Marvin Harrison Jr. if possible. But my wide receiver that I like the most next is a late round guy, Brian Thomas Jr. for the Jaguars, rookie wide receiver. He's being drafted as wide receiver 50. It's like pick like 120-ish. Since entering the league in 2021, Trevor Lawrence ranks top 5 in deep touchdowns, deep first downs, and deep big-time throws. And with Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk taking all the underneath, targets down, he'll be opened up deep a lot. Maybe early in the season he won't get as much, but later in the season I think will be really good for him.
Yeah, we've been waiting on him to start getting some news about him. I was like, man, did he disappear? Because he was Malik Neighbors' tandem in college. They were just back to back every week, just putting up
17 touchdowns last season.
Yeah, dude was a dog. Yeah. He was just overshadowed because Malik Neighbors was just better. But
great.
There's a good chance Brian Thomas was a top 3 receiver in last year's draft. He's definitely a talented dude. I just think he got overshadowed in the wrong program. So I think let's jump to tight end and then get into our backup, our
extras,
our not guys but good guy. Yeah. So tight end, obviously, Evan Ingram. I think at draft pick, if you can get him in round 7, that's incredible value.
Yeah.
If I don't know how he's gonna drop, he had over 100 receptions last year. I'm pretty sure, almost 1,000 yards. Just incredible value. I think he finished tight end 2. I don't understand I just don't understand. I personally cannot fathom drafting George Kittle over Evan Ingram just off of the history of the last couple of seasons. I just can't do it. I don't trust Brock Purdy to get George Kittle the ball. I trust Trevor Lawrence to get Evan Ingram the ball. That's just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, especially with Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis taking all the deep, taking the corners and stuff out deep, just leaving Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk down low to take all the, lower ADP or ADOT passes.
Evan Ingram just gets a lot of receptions.
Yeah.
Whether he makes yardage after that, a lot of the times, no. But if you're in a PPR league, great points. It's great. 6 fucking catches for 12 yards. Guess what? That's almost a 20-point game, dude.
Yeah, and we all know.
Yards. What am I saying? 120 yards. But
we all know my tight end. It's Jake Ferguson. He's being drafted as the tight end 10 in round 8, 9, somewhere in there, right behind Evan Ingram, I think. Last season he finished as the tight end 9, and we all know that he didn't really get going until after their week 7 bye, where he scored 4 of his 5 touchdowns and was the tight end 6 from week 8 on. And the passing attack didn't really get going either. If you look at Dak's stats before the week 7 bye, you can see a massive difference in the passing game, in the offense in general, other than week 1 against the Giants, 40-0.
Keep her going.
Dallas didn't bring in any competition for targets. There's nobody. It's going to be Jalen Tolbert and Zeke Elliott. Otherwise,
Jalen Brooks?
I don't know. I mean, he was.
I watched him catch a touchdown today.
Yeah. But in that terrible Packers playoff game, that Aaron Jones scored 3 touchdowns on us. Jake
Hard to
Ferguson
shit up.
had 12 targets, 10 catches, 93 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So that kind of shows you that he's capable of those blow-up games that can really win you a week. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, anytime you can get 20 points out of your tight end, you're probably looking pretty good, especially if you get a value guy at tight end. I mean, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, jumping into my first extra, from what I seen from Patrick Mahomes here, I love Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. I think they are going to have great seasons until, if Hollywood Brown misses 4 to 6 weeks of the regular season, I think that Rashee Rice might be a top 5 receiver for the first 6 weeks, dude. I think he's going to go crazy. He's at average draft pick 80. That's super good value.
Mm-hmm.
So probably going to be wide receiver 1 over there anyway. He was great last year. I'm so high on him. I don't know how he's not higher, but I mean, I get it. But a lot of weapons, but I mean, it's still Rashee Rice. Showed up big time in the playoffs. He's obviously a big part of their offense.
I think he's the wide receiver to draft here for the Chiefs. None of this legal stuff is in motion yet, really. So a lot of things I've seen.
That already came out that he's not going to get suspended.
Yeah, not going to be suspended this year. Maybe next year they talked about. But it's different for Jordan Addison. But I don't know. I like Rashee Rice. He looked great last year. And Hollywood Brown's nothing to even worry about. He may not even play. He just get hurt, and just take away extra targets.
I mean, that's the cycle of Hollywood Brown.
So. But yeah, my only extra guy that I hadn't mentioned yet is Joe Burrow. I have another quarterback that I really like. He's going like QB7. Sometimes Dak Prescott gets drafted in front of Joe Burrow, and I love Dak. He was great for me last year, plenty of points. But Joe Burrow has finished as like QB4 and QB7 or something like that. And if this offensive line is healthy like we think it is, and Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jermaine Burton, Mike Gesicki, like there's a lot of receivers and stuff he can throw to. So I think he could do really well and just rack up touchdowns and points. Yeah. 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 Well, for some reason, people are drafting C.J. Stroud higher. Like, C.J. Stroud's getting drafted in like the 5th round. He's going ahead of Anthony Richardson sometimes. Like, I think the man was undrafted last year. He was undrafted. Nobody wanted him. He didn't get picked up till like week 4 or something by you. Like, now he's going only behind Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. Then it's CJ, or there's someone usually, I think it may be Anthony Richardson before CJ Stroud, but still, like QB5, he finished as like QB9 last year. Like, not at all. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, he really does.
Pass one. I love CJ Stroud, but he is not a dual threat guy that should be going before round 4 or round 5. I don't see the draw there. So I've been seeing a lot of people giving you shit for saying avoid him, but I agree. I'm not gonna. He's way too expensive this year.
Yeah, and if they knock his price down on DFS stuff, I may use him sometimes. If he has a nice low price, I'll use him. But right now, fantasy wise, I'm not drafting him. Best ball, I'm not drafting him. But yeah, do you have any extras left?
Yeah, I have one more wide receiver, that I have not even talked to you about. I have not said his name on Twitter. I have kept it so low fucking key because I think I want to draft this guy super late. I kind of don't want to say it now. Ladd McConkey.
Ladd McConkey.
ADP 94. I think he's going to be the Chargers wide receiver 1. Quentin Johnston fucking sucks. Ladd McConkey's looked great in the training camp so far. I know he's a rookie. That would be the second rookie. Rookie wide receiver. I have like 3 rookies on this list now. But I don't know, dude. He was a dog in Georgia. He's undersized. He kind of looks like Cooper Kupp. They kind of have like same mannerisms. I think he's going to be Cooper Kupp.
Well,
Ladd McConkey.
Can't forget about
Josh first.
Can't forget about Josh Palmer.
Who? I'm just playing.
Yeah.
No, I already forgot about Josh Palmer, dude. He's not wide receiver 1.
He might be.
Josh Palmer is lethal out of the slot, and that's it. That's it. He does not do shit against cornerback ones. Ladd McConkey, dog, always open. Whenever Ladd McConkey finishes wide receiver 20, I'll come back to this, clip it, and then we'll have a little discussion.
Yeah. But yeah, so my full list of my guys, QB, Kyler Murray, Jaden Daniels, and Joe Burrow. Running back, Brian Robinson Jr., Isaiah Pacheco, Kenneth Walker, James Conner. Then my receivers is Jalen Waddle, and Brian Thomas Jr.
All right, and my quarterback, I only have 1, Caleb Williams. 2 running backs, James Cook, Kenneth Walker. Receivers, Garrett Wilson, Malik Neighbors, Rashee Rice, Ladd McConkey. And then to round it out, Evan Ingram, baby.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. That's going to be my guy this year for sure.
Ingram.
I'm making sure to draft him. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
So if you guys enjoyed, if you guys made it this far, definitely make sure to drop us a like. If you are new around here, hit the subscribe button. Go check us out on all of our other socials, man. We're always talking shit on Twitter. We're always posting new TikToks and stuff. It's a good time. So, we'll catch you all next week.
Peace.